So true, so true. Oh, hello, friends. Just rereading over some of my favorite parts of this book that I got. The name of the book is Sucky Books and Terrorists. Oh, I'm sorry, it's Sucky Blankets and Terrorists. Okay, anyway. This is you know, when you think of the great American writers, you think of Hemingway, of course, Twain, and now Galvin. Let me give you some of the things that others have said about this book. This book helped me realize that I was a fucking fat ass, Karen Carpenter. I carry this book as a good luck charm whenever I fly, John Denver. This book was written by a hack with a tin ear for dialogue, Elmo B. Anyway, I was sent this. Now listen, I've noticed a few other people also. My copy is autographed and with a personal inside joke between me and Will, because we're cool like that. I noticed that other people with copies of it also have theirs autographed with personal inside jokes between them and Will. Well, that's okay, because I also received monetary compensation. I was sent a roll of nickels, $0.16, and what appears to be beach sand and maybe some pocket lint. This roll of nickels has some kind of residue on it. It's kind of got like a funny smell to it. After reading this book, I feel like I should put some of this in my eyes. Anyway, so I had seen Bruce had did a video showing the book, and at first I wasn't sure if Will had just sent him a book, perhaps that he liked and thought that Bruce would like. Then I realized after watching it a second time that no, Will had actually wrote a book. So I inquired on, you know, how could I receive a copy of it, and Will was kind enough to respond back to me and tell me to send him my information. So I did, you know, and then he responded back to me and was like, cool, just send me your credit card information, you know, so I can cover the book and the shipping. And I was like, well, okay, I don't usually like giving that out, you know, but okay. So a few days after that happened, I got a phone call from someone at a lumber yard, and they said that someone was there trying to use my credit card information and was acting suspicious. I was like, well, how are they acting suspicious? He said that they came in and wanted to buy all the ebony, all of the mahogany, and all of the swamp ash that they could get their hands on with this credit card. And the guy's like, well, what are you going to do with all that wood? And he was like, well, it's not going to be for toning wood. And the guy said, he was like, tone wood, what are you talking about? He said, then the guy ran behind the counter, wiped off the whiteboard that they had and took out his own pen and went into a complicated explanation about wood species and tone of guitars. The guy said he didn't know what he was talking about, you know. He said, and then the guy started saying, accusing him of flagging his videos and took off, you know. Now that didn't happen. We'll just send it to me. It's really, listen, I don't want to ruin it for you. It's really well written, I think. You know, so he didn't have it edited, you know, look, let's not be too critical here. So anyway, it's written like, well, you know, if you know anything about Will, I mean, you know, he's a smart guy, you know, and he builds guitars, and he does art, you know, it's a really good art. He plays guitar. He's like a Renaissance man, you know. Well, I've seen some comments somebody made on Guitar Struggles video that he has some videos up, which I'm gonna have to go look at of him doing stand-up. That's what this is. Each page is like, you know, each set, you know, it's not really a chapter, you know, it's like a page or two, but it's like a stand-up routine, and that's hard to translate onto paper, because the key to comedy is timing. You know, like he'll establish a premise and then return to it. One time I had some friends, and one of them had 5 tickets. I worked with them. They had 5 tickets to go see Carrot Top. So they were inviting people, like, you need to come. You're so funny. You ought to heckle him. So they're like, yeah, heckle him. And them thinking that I'm funny just goes to show how unfunny they were. So I went, and the first guy that came out, he had a joke, and I forgot exactly what it was. Something about a brick, and then the brick disappeared. He threw the brick up, it never came down. And then later on in his routine, he was on an airplane, and he looked in the overhead storage. I forgot exactly how it went, but you know it was in there, and I yelled out, "The brick!" And everybody laughed. And then Carrot Top came out, and I said something early on. Everybody laughed. Then I said something again, and nobody laughed. And then Carrot Top started into me. If you're planning on going to see Carrot Top, don't heckle him. And if you do, don't do it early on in the show, because the show is going to become about you. And he's got props, you know. And you can't do nothing except laugh about it, you know, or look like an asshole by getting mad. You can't run up on the stage and beat him up. You ever seen the guns on Carrot Top? Plus, he's got props. So, yeah, but Will makes it translate pretty well. Some funny stuff too, you know. I agree with about 95% of what Will says in here, which really makes me want to reassess my morals and values. I have some favorite parts in here. My favorite part is the part about R2-D2 and CP3O. I guess you'll have to read the book to see what that's about. But yeah, it's well written and it's funny. It is funny, you know. Definitely gonna have to check out some of that stand up and see how he you know, Will's the type of guy, you know, he's a Renaissance man when you think about it, you know. I mean, I'm glad that he doesn't like stay around me and we're not friends, because that's the type of person, you have somebody around you and they're multi-talented, you bring them around other, you know, people that you know, you have to start doing things like checking your bitches, getting paranoid and shit like that, you know. So, yeah, you know, he's multi-talented, multifaceted, you know. I really enjoyed reading it, and thanks a lot to Will for sending it to me. I don't know if you see the cover here. Got all kind of different things on it. Got my flag. Yeah, but I'm definitely going to cherish this. I'll keep it with my autographed copies of Beavis and Butthead from my judge that I have, and my autographed copy of The Turner Diaries. I'm just joking. I don't have a copy of The Turner Diaries. That was a joke in bad taste, especially with this haircut. Anyway, until next time, everybody. Peace out.